Ba bum 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 ba bum bum ba ba bum ba bum ba 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 bum ba bum ba ba bum bum ba ba bum ba bum ba bum bum ba
VTM vampire.
bum bum ba bum bum ba. Hello everyone, I am Perseus, and this is Griff yet again, in a good way,
Yet
not a bad way.
again.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was looking at the art. I was like, how is she sticking her finger through her mouth like that? It's like, oh, that's the tongue. Sorry. Anyway, this is Vampire the Masquerade,
You're welcome,
everybody.
Perseus.
Coteries of New York, or coteries. How do you say that, Griff? Corgis? Oh wait, that's Corgis a dog. My bad. That's what a G is.
Here, you got it.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there. Just it's just funny. You would get it.
Okay. Oh. Oh man, choose your clan. Man,
Yeah.
this one looks like Ichiban. Close enough.
Ooh.
Okay. Bruja. The rebel against power and rage against authority. A seemingly insignificant man with significant ideas will join their ranks tonight. Griff, want to read?
The aristocratic blue bloods embody wealth, sovereignty, and control. The top-level corporate executive will join their ranks tonight.
Torador. The divas seek thrills of art, romance, and cruelty amidst stagnant and death. A tormented artist will join their ranks tonight. Let's go with Bruja. Oh, snap her name. Sada. I don't know.
That's
Let's
an
say,
interesting game.
you know, I'm just gonna put Percy. I like that nickname she gave me.
All right, Mr. Mr. Jackson.
I'm gonna hurt you. Ba-bum, ba-bum. New York taught me to believe in fate. Had you asked me about fate back when I was a human, I would have told you it's just superstitious bullshit. That we are all designers of our own destinies. That believes shared with the richest woman in the United States, the actual richest one. Not a face you could have seen in the papers, of course. Sank her teeth deep into my neck. It happened in the berry sample. Wow, there we go. I was going on a roll of speaking perfect. Now it's fajucked. What did I say? It happened in the very same
What
place
did you
you're
say?
standing in right now. By the way, fate, you decide. Please, there's absolutely no need to be hostile. Just listen a little longer. See, my mistake was that I flew too close to the sun. It makes sense that my punishment was never to see its glow again. I was incandescent. I was incandescent.
Incandescent.
Incandescent? Is that how you say it? Yeah. I was incandescent myself. I was hot shit. I had it all. Money, looks, confidence, connections, men, women, a career, and a spark in my eye. The one you need to be born with. And that's when someone far more powerful than me saw my radiance and thought, that won't do. She robbed me of my light, erupting from within, and gave me a subtle, enduring gleam in its place. She decided that would fit me much better. She was a ninth generation kindred, just like you, an apex predator. Oh no. I didn't know they gonna, what's it called, name Doctor's Respect like that. She probably enjoyed teaching me. The peak of human excellence, my real place in the food chain. It's such an eyesore when you look at some loudmouth braggart. Braggart? Braggart? How you say that?
Yeah.
Okay. And see them for all they really are. The temptation to teach them a lesson can be unbearable, right? Well, my sire's lesson was a lesson about fate. A message saying you're eternally doomed to be at the mercy of your sovereigns? 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 Sovereigns?
Sovereign.
Sovereigns? Thank you. It almost drove me to destroy myself. What saved me was the ability to reinterpret her teachings. Hers wasn't a message of doom, it was a message of hope. Fate exists, and one can shape it if given the right tools. My sire didn't believe my tools were fitting for the job. She considered them toys, and me just her amusing subject. Well, she's deader than dead now, and I'm still here, standing right where she stood when we first met. You might have wondered how I learned about your arrival to JFK Airport. Oh no! Protect the Kennedys! My answer is, of course, destiny. As luck would have it, today happened to be the day some of my associates were inspecting the coffins. Driving you here straight from the plane and have you wake up in such an unfamiliar place was a little desperate, and I do apologize for it. But it's so rare for you to visit New York. 3 times in the last 15 years, was it? And you never eager to inform me you're here. I understand you still have that meeting on 53rd Street later tonight, so I'll provide a comfortable transport. I value our friendship very much. Don't get me wrong. But it's precisely because I value it that I'm going to ask you to repay the favor you owe me. You're the only one I trust to do the job. Well, and without attracting attention. You might think I'm crazy asking you to breach the rules of our society like this. You might think it is impossible to get away with it unpunished. But this is New York, and I don't know about other cities, but in this one, fate really exists. And right now, it's smiling in your favor. This is how it begins. The music is pounding and your pulse is keeping pace. This is one of those nights that makes you feel alive, even though it started with you feeling dead. Oh my god, is that a rave party going on? Yeah. Come on, Griff, get in the rave. Uh. Everyone, carry Griff as I throw you to the crowd of vampires who's eating you alive.
You can't make me. You can't make me.
First came the messy breakup, then the realization you have nobody to talk to about how much it sucked. Still, you decided to roll with the punches. One Facebook... Okay, I was not expecting that. Mark Zuckerberg, how much did you pay for this ad?
Yeah.
One Facebook search for local events later, and you found just a thing for your malice. Malazile? A short subway ride and you find yourself at the club just outside Dumbo. Not a fancy one, mind you, more like a slightly refurbished warehouse, but hey, at least the drinks are cheap. The DJ seems to really know his shit, too, did it just turn to between cutting edge industrial techno and classic Detroit crowd pleasers, expertly feeling out everyone's mood, and hour passes then too. Usually you feel awkward coming to the place like this alone, but tonight you find something soothing in joining the crowd, blending in, even as you're allowed to beat to take over. Sweat, yours other people, soaks through your shirt and pants in a matter of minutes. A thought pops into your head from the outside. The fully packed club must seem like a stuffy, smelly nightmare. But here, in the thick of it, it becomes exhilarating. And you're not even on a pill tonight. I'm just gonna go. There's this Latina chick. There's this Latina chick whose curves are. Sorry, I don't know why I use that accent right now. accentuated. Accentuated? Is that how you said it?
Accentuated?
Accentuated by the light dress clinging to her body, and she keeps bumping into you. Something tells you it only seems incidental. Yeah, it's a good night. You wish it could last forever because you know all too well what the next day holds. Waking up, getting dressed for work, the commute, the 9 to 5 grind that will make you just enough money to pay the rent and keep living in your overpriced shithole of an apartment. And with Jessica moving out, it'll be becoming all it'll all be coming out of your pocket. Just run some quick calculations in your head and immediately come to regret that you did. Never mind, you spot the Latina again. She is now next to another guy hitting it off. Your chance of not going to bed alone gone. Just like that. Fuck. Your mood temporarily shot down. You leave the dance floor and stumble your way to the filthy bathroom. You take a look into the mirror and start to wash your face obsessively. Over and over again. A voice from the past echoes in your mind. Okay, looks like we have a voice for you. What is that shirt?
Wow. It's certainly a shirt. Interesting character. Oh, what kind of voice? Never felt like this with anyone. Seriously, I mean, I feel like all my relationships up to this point were test runs, a shitty way to compensate for my low self-esteem. We're doing this voice again. Mm-hmm.
Great.
Are you so happy? Are
No.
you so happy? But this feels right. Finally.
Shut up, Jess.
This was the craziest fucking day. God, I need a smoke. Pass me a light. What do you mean cops took the lighter? There's one in your mouth.
Just shut the hell up. This is not you. Not anymore.
Oh, fuck off. This is so like you, acting like some sort of Clint Eastwood wannabe when I really, really need you to open up. You think you're impressing people with this tough guy act? Fuck you. I know how broken you really are. You need therapy.
Yeah, now that sounds like Jessica of today. You raise your head and look into the mirror. You try to smile, but all you can muster is self-pitying grin. And there she is, the Latina from before. She says you look like you need a drink. You hesitate for a second or two, but then blurt out, surprisingly enthusiastic, yeah. You start to talk, and it quickly becomes evident that she's into politics, and you're eager to please. You might be a corporate drone, but you spend a lot of evenings reading theory, actual theory, not bastardized Twitter cliff notes, and organizing it from all manners of causes online. The status quo sucks. There must be something better, she agrees. You seem to subscribe to the same progressive political theories. I would never do this. I would never do this.
What?
Have compatible
Oh,
ideas
Red Bull
about
Perseus, I
the
forgot.
SA missteps, even watch the same YouTube channel. Maybe you know what? I change it. Maybe we would watch the same YouTube channels. Your goals are aligned. She's a bit more radical than you have guessed. Is she shredding on a skateboard right now? You attended a few rallies, been to a few protests, but this girl sounds like she broke her share of faces and kicked more than a couple cops in the nuts over the course of her activist career. Her zeal is infectious. She taps into a pent-up anger that you didn't know you had. The noisy club starts working for you both. So you hit the streets. Just as you're leaving, the DJ starts playing All the Things She Said by TATU, of course. You chuckle to yourself, trying not to slip into a bad headspace. She chuckles along with you. It's chilly outside, but soon enough, you find yourself too invested in listening to the girl's voice to care about anything else. You realize you've been holding hands for a while. The subway car is empty, save for a stoic middle-aged couple and a drunk staring intently at his own feet. I was like, a drunk staring intently. Plenty of room to stretch out, and
Yeah.
yet she sits right next to you. You can feel her thigh pressing into yours, her breath on the side of your neck. If it's the boost talking, but you distinctly hear your voice asking if she'd like to crash at your place. I've got a better idea, she says. At this point, you're down for anything as long as it lets you spend just a few more minutes with her. Well, this place is bitchin'. Damn, look at this place. She takes you to a sleazy motel in the Bronx. Not Bronx! Why are we in the Bronx? Trading a few
Interesting.
words with balding, tired-looking guy at the front desk, he hands her a key, still holding your hand. The woman leads you up the stairs. The room you end up is almost comedically stereotypical, complete with flaking paint and a sticky floor. Not that it matters, though. The moment you step to the door, she's on you. You try to take the lead, but she's having none of it. Before you know it, you feel the rickety bed pressing against your back. It's sloppy, fun, fierce. And not once does she lose the initiative. Ah, she got a 20 in that roll, didn't she? Your hands reach under her t-shirt. Strange. It didn't look like she was cold outside, but now her skin feels eerily cool. As if sensing your confusion, she slaps your hands off of her. She kisses your neck. You're overwhelmed by this sensation, darkness, the taste of liquid fire and smoke on your tongue. Her voice saying, okay, I don't know what to do here. I don't know what voice to give her. Sorry, kid. I did what I had to do to leave the city in one piece, but don't worry. With my blood and your principles are gonna do just fine. She slams the motel room door behind her as she leaves. You lie helpless on the soil pungent mattress for some time, minutes, hours before you can focus enough to try and piece together your evening. It hits you, the big hunger. It grips you by the throat and makes your inside shiver in terror. It's an all-encompassing emptiness that throws you on all floors.
Encompassing.
I'm gonna kill you! Okay. You crawl for a while, squirm on the floor in sundering pain, then jump to your feet and bust out the door. You black out. This isn't the room you saw when you last closed your eyes. Somebody curses at you, a small naked buff dude holding a short leather whip. Well, what a goofy motherfucker. He throws a punch. He yells out several slurs. He hits you in the jaw. You black out again. The guy isn't moving anymore. There's blood on his neck. There's blood on his arms. There's blood on the floor. There's blood everywhere. Wow, whoever did this is one sick puppy. You realize you're sitting on top of his corpse. You hear a whimper. Someone else is there, a woman. Her arms tied to the bed frame, an eye mask over her face, red marks on her back. This time you see it again. You want to stop it, but you can't. She almost manages to get a scream out, but it dies in her throat as you bite into her side of her neck. You drink blood. You're drinking blood. You could swear you feel her life force escaping her body, entering yours. Suddenly terrified, you tear away from her. She's not moving, but she's breathing. There's barely a mark on her neck. The guy on the floor, though. You double over in spasm, realizing what you
Drinking
did.
the motel patron blood.
You feel like throwing up,
You're
but
gonna
can
get
only
something.
gag. Panic sets and another realization dawns on you. Your heart is not beating. You put 2 fingers to your wrist, but feel no pulse. Same thing on the neck, nothing. There is no breath coming out of your mouth. You have to get out, get someone to call an ambulance for yourself. At least probably too late for the dude on the floor. Did you really kill him? Okay, Griff. You're John Wick.
Wow, another. Tisk, tisk, tisk. What a mess.
You look up, the door to the room is ajar. A tall, handsome, broad
The
shouldered
door is
man
ajar.
fills the entire
When did that
frame. He
happen?
brushes an imaginary speck of dirt off his perfectly tailored suit. Out of the way. Out of the way, I gotta call for help.
The call's been made. I'm the help.
He surveys the room, not moving an inch from where he's standing. He shakes his head in a mock concern.
Murder, assault. That's 25 to life, if you're lucky. But since you're not, it's a death sentence.
He takes a glance at his expensive looking watch.
Lucky for you, it's been a slow night. Otherwise, I might not have gotten here in time. Come on, the sun comes up in a few hours. You don't want to be around when it does.
The sun. What's it matter when the sun comes up?
Ah, so you don't even know. You should be glad I got here before you made yourself scarce.
The man approaches you and starts talking. His tone remains unnaturally calm. Oddly enough, you find it both soothing and slightly unnerving.
Now, listen to me. I know this is all new to you, but I've dealt with hundreds of strays like you. And going by experience, they tend to fall into two categories. First, there are the smart ones who carefully obey my every word and don't try to pull off anything stupid. He looks at you. I always get them where they need to be, safe and sound. And then there are the dumb ones. The punks who thought they could take me on, the wise guys who tried to contact somebody secretly and without permission. The troublemakers who tried to run off or make a scene. None of them got to their destination in one piece. In fact, most of them never reached their destination at all.
His voice
You're
becomes
not
slightly
smart,
bored and
Scott.
monotone. You can tell he's given the speech before like a dozen, likely dozens of times.
So, you see, while I generally consider myself pretty smart, I'm also a Mets fan.
I just realized you're giving him a most critical fucking voice.
My one true weakness. Yeah, baby, the Mets. Love the Mets. One that inspired me to come up with a three-strike system when dealing with pups like you. If you get on my nerves once or twice, well, I understand. Not all of us perform well in stressful situations. But cross me 3 times and you're out. No excuses, no forgiveness, no mercy.
As he's talking, he slowly approaches you, adding a bit of theoretical swagger to his walk.
Theatrical.
Eventually, he leans in. Theatrical? I thought I said it.
It's a theoretical.
Oh, you're right. He leans in, deliberately invading your personal space. You realize it's a test. He's daring you to do something about it.
3 strikes and you're out. Say, I understand, sir. Now.
You've never been too eager to bend to the knee to anyone, but this is something else. The man's very presence instills a primal fear into your heart. I understand, sir. I understand, sir.
Glad we have an understanding. Moving on. Is there anyone you'd want to inform of your current situation? Tell them you're alright.
He flashes his fangs briefly, and for some reason, the sight sends a chill down your spine. There's something very wrong about him.
Someone closest to you?
My ex-girlfriend. Jessica, my ex-girlfriend, she kind of hates my guts, but yeah, I suppose it would be her. The stranger gives you a puzzled look and decides to prod further.
The closest person in your life hates your guts. God, you're pathetic.
This time, something reassembling a look of pity, he turns his eye to the corpse on the floor.
When it rains, it pours, I suppose. Well, if you'd like to ruin her day and let her know you're alright, give me her phone number. I'll have someone take care of it discreetly, of course.
You hand him your smartphone so you can copy the number from your list contacts.
Thank you. This will be useful in illustrating my next point.
We're gonna stream on Twitch. Instead of giving you back your phone, the man hides it in his pocket.
From this point on, you are subject to different laws than the ones you grew up under, and you'll be watched by many eyes to ensure these laws are respected. It's called the Twitch TOS, signing you up to be a streamer today. You are forbidden from letting anyone know you're still alive. You are forbidden from showing your face anywhere they know you. If anyone comes looking for you, it's over for both you and them.
It's Jover, man. He interrupts his monotone recitation and stares deep into your eyes.
So, unless you want your girlfriend to end up at the bottom of the Hudson, I'd suggest you cooperate.
He proudly
I
displays
really
his
hope
fangs
you don't
again.
start later.
You put Jess in danger, goddammit.
I can only hope that you care for her enough not to do anything selfish.
His words are meant to imply otherwise, but by now, it's obvious. He hates your guts as much as you hate his. He's itching for a fight and you're almost willing to oblige.
Alright, I think that's enough lecturing for today. We're on a bit of a schedule here. Now I don't need to hurt you, but I can do so in the blink of an eye. Just so that we're clear, I have the authority to end you right here, right now. This is not an idle threat, so are you going to play along, or do we have to do it the hard way? This
Follow the
guy's
stranger out.
somehow become such a loser in the few minutes we've known him.
You weigh your chances, but it doesn't look promising. The guy is fit, determined, and looks like he means business. You, on the other hand, are confused, exhausted, and on the verge of a panic attack. Yeah, fine. I'll go with you. He almost looks disappointed.
A wise decision. Follow me, please, and close the door behind you.
You take one final look at the woman who's just coming to at the body on the ground. This is fucked. Absolutely fucked. You pull the handle and close the door. The man leads you downstairs. You contemplate. You contemplate signaling the bald guy at the front desk, but he's too busy watching some 90s action flick on a small, ancient-looking TV. He seems totally oblivious to your presence. You hear a dejected Jean-Claude Van Damme say... Claude Van Damme. Okay. I just want to go home. As you're walking by. Your would-be kidnapper stops by the door and addresses you before opening it.
I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, as soon as he opens the door, I'm making a run for it. Maybe I can outrun him. I'll save you the trouble. You can't. You can either get inside my car and I'll get you to where you need to be, or you can try something stupid that you'll regret later. Do I make myself clear?
Clear as day. Clear as day.
Day, huh?
Oh my goodness. He opens his door and gestures to a black Cadillac Escalade
Escalade.
parked right outside the building.
After you.
Go inside the car. Following the stranger's instructions, you make your way to the car and get in the back seat. The door locks behind you. Inside the Cadillac is almost entirely dark. The side windows seem lightproof. The man gets in the driver's seat, starts the engine, and drives away without another word. Did I die? This is the afterlife, isn't it?
You're not entirely wrong, but it's not what you think.
He weighs his next words carefully.
You'll have to forgive me, I'm not in the mood to wax poetic about the state you're in or my role in tonight's events. Just remember, if you want to survive the next 24 hours, you'll have to play along.
This is a nightmare. This is all a fucking nightmare. The stranger smirks.
Understand that this is for your own good. Times being what they are, you should consider yourself lucky.
You drive in silence about 20 more minutes. As exhaustion catches up with you, the street lights fade into a blur. Eventually, the car stops and the door opens. You emerge from your dreamlike state and find yourself in some kind of underground parking garage. You two are the only ones here. A man points to a nearby door.
Go on in. Make yourself comfortable. If you get hungry again, take a look in the fridge. I'll pick you up tomorrow and you'll get your answers.
Behind the door is a small room. No windows, just a simple bed and a single light bulb hanging from the ceiling. The small fridge is humming away in the corner, accompanied by a rattling AC fan on the wall. This is fucked. This is all kinds of fucked up.
Trust me, you haven't seen anything yet. Just know one thing. Remember when I said you were lucky? I meant it. See, my job is to get rid of problems, but I'm not always this polite about it. This time, I was specifically told to mind my manners. So believe me when I tell you, considering how this night could have turned out, and being stuck in here for a night is a really good deal. Now get in or I'll throw you in.
You step inside and the stranger nods.
Good night. He just kisses you on the forehead and leaves.
He closes the door behind you. It looks sturdy, but he's locking it. But as he's locking it, you notice the claw marks all over. Looks like some previous guests weren't satisfied with their stay. You decide not to dwell on it and check the fridge. There's a single plastic bag there, filled with red liquid. No label. Tomato soup? You feel sick to your stomach, but best to leave it for now. You lie down on the bed. It's a simple mattress on a metal frame. You can't help but to think it looks exactly like the one back at the hotel, with a bound woman. Alright, you killed the man tonight, or did you? Maybe none of this is real. Maybe it's all an elaborate prank. The girl at the club, Jess might have to put her up to it. The tall guy's clearly in on it too. Now he's back with them, and they're all laughing their asses off. You don't know what to think anymore. Your mind races, but you're too tired to keep it going. Finally, you tense up one last time before drifting away into oblivion. You wake up. That in itself a surprise. You barely remember when you drifted off. It didn't feel quite like sleep, more like a plummeting into an endless void. You imagine that's how death feels like. The room is unchanged, the lamp is still on, the AC is still rattling, the refrigerator is still humming. You take a look at your watch, it's almost 9 p.m. You just slept for 17 hours straight. If you died, your breath is gone, and you feel no thumping in your chest. Does that qualify as dead if you're still conscious? You're not sure about that, but you are certain about one thing. You are hungry. It's not your stomach rumbling, though. It's a need that starts somewhere in your abdomen and spreads to your chest, throat, and back of the head. You open the fridge, the bag is still there, you take a close look at it. If it's soup, then its color and texture are off. You pull the cork off and take a whiff, recognize the smell immediately. Holy shit. There's no mistaking it. It's bagged blood. The smell is faint, and you remember some situations in the past where you found it nauseating, but now it's almost. No, not almost. It is enticing. Drink the blood bag. It feels wrong, but right now. Jeez, this is bussin'. But right now, there's barely anything in your life that doesn't. The hell with it. You pour a bit of the liquid into your mouth. It tastes bland, reminds you of your cheap supermarket juice. Just enough flavor to register what it claims to be on the box, but nothing like the real thing. Nothing like what you had the last time. You swallowed it somehow. You don't feel sick in a weird, messed up way. You can't help but think it feels nurturing. You take a few more steps and then just another one. Suck on the bag a little more. Eventually, you find that you've emptied it entirely. All you look at the you look at the wait, what? You look at the info pressed into the side of the bag. 4 milliliters of it. 450 millimeters of it. Even with its blandness, you still feel like having more. You realize your body longs for more of that intoxicating high you felt when an image of that corpse crosses your mind, causing you to wince. What have you become? You try to piece your thoughts together, make sense of it all. When you hear a lock click and see the door opening, standing there is a well-dressed stranger you met yesterday. Immaculate suit again. That predatory look, like a hawk on a hunt. But somehow more relaxed tonight. So like a tamed hawk, maybe. We only get one. We're not wasting it on this one. We only get one per video, okay?
They said it twice.
No, no, we're not saying it here. We're not saying that cursed name here.
What do you mean? You gotta not saying it. You're the one who keeps saying it.
I know you, Griff.
Good evening. Slept well. I really hope this guy's not like a main character. I really don't want to do this voice. This was an awful voice. Why'd I pick it? Next.
Okay.
Line.
I know. He notices that they discard an emptied bag.
I see you had a bit of a snack.
Yeah. You got any more? I did. Got any
Breastfeeding
more?
for it. No. Don't expect sustenance to be this easy to find the next time. Come on, we've got places to be.
The car is humming in the empty
Ooh.
parking lot just outside the door of the cramped room, but you have spent the day in. The man motions to it politely, but with a stern look on his face. Get in the car. I'm trusting you here, man. Nice cock.
I'm touched sincerely, and thank you for noticing. Thank you for noticing. I'm very prideful about that.
I didn't know he was gonna say that. Oh, that's just wow.
What are you doing down there?
You take the back seat again. The door's locked. The stranger takes the wheel and starts the car. You drive in silence for a while. Time to time, from time to time, you keep trying to catch glimpses of the familiar streets of or landmarks. Though the blackened windows, through the blackened windows, but it's of little use. The car is also soundproofed, so all you can hear is a bit of traffic humming and the car engine. The driver doesn't say anything and seems to focus on the road. It look like he's just like locked in on me.
Is do like vampires have reflections
Wait
in
a
this
minute.
in
Yeah,
this world?
wait a minute. I never noticed
I've
that.
been thinking about that for a while. Maybe it's like a special glass that only reflects vampire, or maybe he's not a vampire. Maybe he's just he's a silly little guy.
You check the door handle. Yeah, the door is locked all right. The piece of dark glass separating you and the front of the car looks sturdy too. There's nothing left to do but wait. You didn't have time to think about it before, but you realize now that you're hungry? No, not exactly. It's not a rumbling stomach that grabs your attention. It's the need that starts somewhere in your abdomen and spreads through your chest, throat, and back of the head. You try to extract some information out of the man behind the wheel, but you realize you prefer to bask in the afterglow of your last meal. You wouldn't have expected it, but you spend the rest of the trip lost in your thoughts. A lot of them concern blood. Ah! Oh, a car almost hit me. Jesus. Oh, Chris. Oh, God, a taxi. Jeez. Oh, we're safe now, right? Okay, I'm gonna cross. It takes you another 20 or so minutes to get your destination. As the doors open, you try to get your bearings. You're still in New York. Sadly, get the fuck out of my car! I swear I'm walking here. I swear. That much is certain. Queens, maybe.
After me, no sudden movements, please.
You approach a nice-looking building that houses a two-story gallery called the Art Hall. Two large men in suits flank the door on both sides. They give your companion a nod as you approach. Proud about the stranger guiding you, you walk inside. The gallery is full, with which is unusual at this hour, to say the least. About 2,000 faces fill the showroom, and a number of waiters navigate the gathering, serving drinks. All of them are beneath the guests' attention. The visitors are well dressed, for the most part, but it's unclear what they have gathered here for. Nobody seems to be particularly interested in the art pieces on the walls, and the atmosphere is polite, unnaturally so. Many guests turn to look at you and the stranger who brought you here. Their glances are varied. You see open contempt on a few faces and animated interest on others. I guess I ran out of budget. Most of the eyes in the room calmly observe you as if wishing to appraise your worth.
What are you talking about, Perseus? They're all here. I can see them all in great detail, man.
I'm gonna kill
Look at
you.
those character
The last
sketches.
time you felt like this was at your previous job interview. It was like being a piece of livestock inspected from all sides for any imperfection. So you could be haggled down. It was dehumanizing, and it made you feel dirty. I'm so dirty, Griff. I feel dirty. When
You
they
sure
called
are.
when they called you the next day to offer you the job, you declined. Even when you're a nobody, you become even less if you trade away your dignity for a paycheck. The memories make you feel warm inside even now, although the state of your bank account never did. Good evening, darling. Sorry.
Uh-huh.
Good evening, Wade. And to you, child. The noble cold voice takes you out of your head and back to your situation at hand. The gallery, the crowd of strangers, you being brought here against your will. For what purpose? The room awaits your response. Good evening, miss. Good evening, miss. Oh, this is the print? Oh, snap. Oh, my goodness. I better be dick eating right now. Oh, my goodness. Okay, or ass eating, whatever you call it. Ass kissing.
Excuse me, Percy. Does the name tag there say Percy? Didn't think so.
I'm sorry. I read
You
the
are.
prince. I freaked out. I'm sorry.
You got 2 strikes, Percy. 2 strikes. Anyways, you are addressing the Prince of New York City, Helene, Penhard, child of Michaela.
Who's Michaela? Thank you, my sheriff. But I am capable of introducing myself. She is somewhat plain looking and doesn't seem to possess a great deal of charm. But still, the entire room is intently focused on her voice. She has influence over these people, that much is clear. You may address me as Prince, child. I just realized I gave the. What voice did I give this person already? I forgot. No.
You've changed it 3 fucking times, man.
Oh no, that's not good. You may address me as Prince, child. I realize your introduction to one life was abrupt, and I understand your sire left shortly after. The rules of our society dictate I punish you both for this transgression. A murmur of agreement, maybe, can be heard from the gathering audience. But I'm willing to listen to what our loyal sheriff has to say about the circumstances of your embrace first. Okay, I'm sticking with that voice. Remain silent.
Whatever you say, mister.
You decide it's best to stay silent and listen to the whole situation unfold. It feels like you're out of your depth here. Shall we begin? You are about to be judged by the court of New York City, Quadir. Please tell us how you found this fledgling and what happened on your way here. Court? Prince? Is this some kind of secret society make believe?
A trusted informant who has chosen to remain anonymous at this time tipped me off about a suspicious kindred appearing in one of our domains. Upon investigating, I found them gone, but this fledgling remained in their place. A hunger made him savage a prostitute and his client in a Bronx brothel belonging to one of the ministry. I have already spoken to Sensory about this and made sure it'll blow over. Regarding the fledgling himself, surprisingly enough, he offered little resistance last night and cooperated on our way to the safe house. I was pleased to not have to force his compliance. We had a quick chat, but wishing to appear here post haste, I urged him to join me, which he did without struggle. Again, a pleasant departure from my usual routine.
And he also commented on my cock. He said it was nice. Finally,
Yes,
some
and I was
appreciation.
touched very nicely. His thirst partially slacked with the bagged blood we kept in the safe house. We had a pleasant enough drive here. Story ends with us arriving at Elysium tonight.
all, all eyes are on you again. You take a special interest in one of the faces. It's a beautiful woman with curly, almost blood red hair and a dress to match. You see her whispering to some bespectacled, bespectacled,
Bespectacled?
I can't say it, bespectacled man with an absent-minded look on his face. Who is she, you wonder? Thank you, Quadir. I take note of this fledgling's behavior, and I will make it into consideration later.
Take it.
I gotta kill you. She turns her attention to you. First, there is a matter of your sire. The person who brought you here, Quadir, picked you up from last night. Who were they? A feisty woman. A Latina woman. Very radical, unless she's convincingly lied to me. She was special, extraordinary. She had fire, convention, temper. She seduced me easily. In fact, she made me think she wanted me. I fell for it, and now I'm here. It feels awkward talking to a room full of strangers about what seemed like a random one night stand at the same time. Not to mention that even though the Latina made an impression on you for sure, her face is already fading from your mind. You realize she never even told you her name. Well, Quadir, does that sound familiar?
No, it does not, or at least not familiar enough. I will continue the search out here.
The receptionist she spoke to may know her. That chick, she rented our room at the motel. Talked to the receptionist. She might know something about her. He might know something about her.
Unlikely, idiot. But regardless, thank you for that observation. I will investigate this later. What shall I do with the fledgling, my prince?
Kill him.
Easily.
What is your recommendation? Recommendation, my sheriff.
The traditions are clear. Thou shalt not only sire another with the permission of thine elder. If thou createst another without thine elder's leave, both thou and thy progeny shall be slain. I am ready to fulfill my duty.
Ah,
Damn,
you
he
dick.
really said easily. He really.
Wow. Wow, dick. I told you had a nice cock.
Yes, and I was touched sincerely.
Stay your hand for just a moment longer, Guardian. I wish to consult my counsel on this. Make sure everyone is in agreement.
Of course.
He seems strangely relieved. The prince leaves the main showroom and a handful of people follow her out. You're about to ask this Quadir what all that talk of traditions and councils was when the red haired woman approaches the two of you.
Sophie.
Okay, here you go. I can't do more.
Sheriff, I was wondering if I could have a word with the fledgling. What for? And what's wrong with your voice?
She lowers her voice in response.
How do I lower that voice? Come on now, get here. We all know what the verdict is going to be. Let me speak to them. You might not have to strain your hands, and I'd have to roll. I. This was supposed to be a serious game, right?
Yeah, it was, but screw it. Her words grab his attention. His face is hard to read. It's like several emotions are struggling for domination: anger, sadness, hope, gratitude, resolve.
I'll go get my sword.
He steps out of the room the way you came, and you are left in the showroom with the woman in the red dress. She takes you aside, and the eyes of the remaining guests follow you.
Well, oh, damn. Well then, fledgling, you are quite a pickle.
What was that sword about? Wait, did I hear that right? What did he say about a sword?
Your hearing is faulty. We only have a short while before the prince hears the council out. Kadir returns here with his blade, so listen, please.
I just realized I've been saying Quadir the whole time. It's Kadir.
Last night, you became a vampire.
No one told me this. Wait, what?
Oh, yes. I am well aware of how ridiculous that sounds. It's the reason why we have these nicer words for it. Kindred, being embraced, having a sire. That fact remains. The beings called vampires, you're looking at them, and they're us.
You glance around, some of the guests are still occasionally looking at you, commenting on you in hushed tones. Many of the patrons are pale, really pale. Most hold glasses of wine. No, not wine. That's not the right thickness, and not the right color either. You're trying to come up with something sensible to say, but you're drawing a blank. It makes a morbid kind of sense. You drank blood last night, there's no denying it, and your breathing has not returned. Your heart remains still. A vampire. Two voices in your head start battling for supremacy. One of them slowly begins to put everything that happened since yesterday together, coming to a conclusion that no matter how insane it might seem, nothing but what she's saying makes sense. The other voice just keeps saying, "What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?" on repeat.
You are surprised. This is often how it plays out by design. They're deliberately keeping you in the dark and all. If we do nothing, you will be cut down as sure as day follows night. But I'm here to offer you a chance, a way out under one condition. I will take you under my wing if you're lucky. The prince will be in a good mood tonight, and your reference to Kadir will work in your favor. You might agree to this, but only if you swear fealty to me. I am not making this offer lightly. As your patron, I will take responsibility for you. Your actions will reflect on me. If they reflect negatively, well, I will make sure you face the consequences.
You'll make me your servant? So let me get this straight. You'll make me your servant? In exchange for my life? That's the deal?
If you insist on putting it in such pedestrian terms, yeah, that is the deal. As you so eloquently put it, the alternative is, I fear, final death at the hands of Kadir here tonight.
Steps and hushed voices can be heard from the side room. It seems the prince and her council are returning to the showroom. Kadir appears from downstairs as well as starts walking towards you.
When you hear the verdict, ask to be spared. I'll intervene. Remember my condition.
She flashes a heart-melting smile towards Kadir, who does not smile back. The sheriff's immaculate suit is now complemented by a curved, oriental-looking metal scarab fastened with a colorful. I'm gonna kill him. Colorful sash around his waist. It will look very. It will look vaguely. I was gonna say vaguely, but I messed up the first words. Listen here, you son of a bitch. It will look vaguely ridiculous, as if it wasn't surprisingly intimidating first and foremost. Kadir takes his place next to you and observes as the prince takes center stage again. Like the kindred of the New York City Camarilla gathered here tonight, I made my decision regarding this fledging. She briefly addresses you. I want you to know this was not an easy decision to make for your part. You have not done anything to earn our ire. Irie. I do feel ire. I do feel genuine sorrow for what must be done. We are keenly aware that these nights we need to close our ranks and trust the wisdom of our elders and their traditions more than ever before. There is no place tolerating dissent when our very existence is under consistent threat. Although I acknowledge some of my council's divergent opinions on this, she she takes a look specifically at one of the people who left the room before, a rather plainly dressed, shy-looking man whose skin has somewhat healthier tone. He bows his head in deference. I hold the final authority over this Phlasian's fate, and I declare, while their embrace might be the sire's responsibility, in the absence is their progeny that must be progeny. Progeny must be punished. Listen to his final death. The result presently, Quadir. Oh, Quadir, please! I said you had a nice dick. Come on. I thought we were
I
pros.
was touched sincerely, and when I look at my dick later, I will think of you.
You hear a scraping sound and see that the sheriff has unsheathed his curved sword. It is beautifully detailed blade which you expect must be worth a small fortune. Its apparent sharpness makes you freeze up.
Two outs, bottom of the ninth.
His quiet mumble is audible to nobody but you. His eyes meet yours. You know just a hint of sadness in his countenance. Countenance. Thank you. That quickly one that quickly vanishes to give you to grim determination.
And he's out to bat.
You will not get you will not get another chance to speak up. Ask for mercy. You make your choice. I'm not going down like this, damn it. Spare me.
Prince, if I may ask you to stay the sheriff's hands for a while longer.
Kadir looks at the prince, awaiting her response. The sword is still hanging above you, threatening to fall at any moment's notice. Is there something you'd like to say, Miss Langley?
Yes, if I may.
At first, the prince looks somewhat annoyed at the distraction, but she stays quiet for a while, measuring the mood in the room. The board elites and look at you with aroused interest, some of them dismayed at not seeing the bloodshed, but all intrigued by this unexpected twist. The prince nods. Well, let's hear it. Sophie takes a few steps forward. All eyes are on her now, but Quadir's heavy hand on your shoulder makes it clear. Hey man, what you trying to do here? Thought this was execution, not a ditty party.
Well,
Your shoulder.
since you're getting to live a little longer, perhaps I can be touched sincerely while we wait.
Take advantage of the distraction. My prince? No, that's you. I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna do the bit because that voice is terrible.
My prince, while the traditions are clear, I believe that the proper context should be observed in addition to the letter of our laws.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man? That's what you gotta say?
No, I'm just reading. Just the voice. It sounds like you're trying to give her like,
Always watching, Mike Wazowski. Always watching.
It's one of those voices. It's a voice that so many characters use. I don't even know at this point.
This fledgling is a burden, but with proper guidance, they could become an asset to our domain.
am I to understand you are volunteering to take this Sireless child under your protection. That sounds like bitchless, matingless.
Yes, I happen to think they might hold a potential that would be unfortunate to waste. I do expect their full cooperation, of course.
Whispers can be heard again, an incredulous voice or two. It hushed just behind the fucker. Some suppressed exclamations of surprise. Silence! I will kill you all. I ask all of you to make note of this moment. I might be persuaded to bend one tradition in this child's favor, but another will have to be enforced even more firmly in its stead. On thy progeny shall be released, thou shalt command them in things. Ha 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 ha. Their signs are tied and door. Are you certain that's a responsibility you wish to shoulder, Miss Langley?
I am willing to guide this fledgling and add a valuable ally to our sect. In a time of need, yes. But I would like to receive the right of destruction over them, if it pleases you.
I noticed that you got into the peach schnapps again, Sophie. Sorry, it just sounds like that voice. Give me a chance to prove myself, Prince. I'm worth keeping alive, Prince. Give me a chance to prove myself. That remains to be seen. I do take notice of your tendency.
Tenacity.
Tendency. I don't care. See that it doesn't become a burden. I shall grant what you ask. Let it be known. Sophie Langley of the Clan of the Rose will become this fledgling's patron. There shall be convenience. I realize I swept the voice again. Shall be
Yeah,
considered
it's
like
been
a sire.
changing every other line.
I don't know
That's
why.
same with me. I do the same.
Miss
But
Langley will
maybe it's not noticeable.
Miss Langley will take full responsibility for them, and I grant her the right of destruction if she sees fit to use it. Let my intentions be clear. However, if I am to turn a blind eye to one of the most important traditions on this occasion, I expect it to be beneficial to Camarilla, certainly so. Oh, you find the birth satisfactory, Miss Langley.
Of course, Prince. Thank you.
Very well. I give you these two tickets to Disneyland. I'll take the kindred to Disneyland. She turns to you. What is your name, my child?
The damn
Oh, now
bit,
you're
no
asking
one
for my
knows
name?
that bit.
Shouldn't I use a nickname? Percy Prince. Percy Prince. You can call me Pee. She nods. Oh, the Camarilla? Really? These dickwads?
They've been saying that the whole time.
Welcome to the Camarilla, Percy. Now this evening proved to be even more eventful than I anticipated, but with the fledgling's fate decided, I believe our meeting here can conclude. Thank you all for appearing on such short notice. Give my regards to those who couldn't make it. Kadir, a moment of your time before I let you return to your duties.
Of course, Prince.
The Camarilla, a murderous sect of vampires devoted to primarily to maintaining the masquerade through influence and manipulation of the moral society. Fledgling, a newly created vampire still under their sire's protection. Prince, a vampire who has claimed a given expanse of domain as their own, generally a city, and supports the claim against all others. The term of the reference of kindreds to the kindred of either sex. He shoots you aside a glance that doesn't leave much space for interpretation. You will be watched, you will be judged, and if need be, you will be punished. Two of them leave the gallery. The two.
Well, Percy, I think we've both already managed to significantly improve each other's evenings. But let's keep the ball rolling, shall we? I think we should have a toast to a new fruitful partnership.
Please don't stop drinking.
Now let's go sell
She,
oregano to teenagers.
oh, jeez. She raises her hand on one of the well-dressed connoisseurs. Connoisseurs?
Don't say it like that.
Connoisseurs.
Concierge.
Connoisseur.
Don't say. God damn it. That.
What? Connoisseurs. Connoisseurs?
Concierge.
Concierges who have now
Sure,
reappeared in the
close enough.
Okay, thanks. Okay, okay, how you say it? Hold on.
No, I was just worried because what you said sounded a bit sus.
I'm just trying to say the word. I don't get what you're trying to say.
I know.
Okay, who
Yeah, I'll show you
have
later.
now reappeared in the showroom to refill the guests' glasses. The conventionally handsome man approaches with a carafe of red liquid. A carafe? How do you say that? Carafe? Carafe?
Terrifying.
Carafe of red liquid. He pours into two tall glasses. It's blood again. Much is clear. You're in two minds about drinking it, but the memory of last night's hunger makes you wince. You take a tentative. Try not to burp. You ex- you expected the same blandness you tasted a few hours ago, but this one you can actually savor. It's smoky and warm, making you think of a cozy cabin in the woods. It does strike you as a strange image for your mind to jump to when drinking human blood, but it is what it is. Cuh. You never tasted anything like it.
Do you like it? I think NYC caterers have very bourgeoisie ideas about what good blood should taste like. Apologies, you must have so many questions while we're on the topic. Perhaps we should start with those related to sustenance.
How much do I have to drink? I feel this hunger constantly. How much do I have to drink to make it go away?
The sad reality is it will never go away, no matter how much you drink. You will always be tempted to have more, unless you consume someone wholly to the last drop, paying for temporary relief with their life. But that is a one way road to losing your humanity. Best start by just taking a single sip. Okay, never mind.
Sorry, I forgot you're reading.
Best start by just taking a single sip from a vessel. Be prudent. Hot, fresh blood will be way more satiating than most anything they serve in a fancy glass. But it can make you more voracious.
Vessel. Source of blood for substance of pleasure, primarily mortal. The beast. The incoherent drives and urges that threaten to turn a vampire into a mindless, ravaging monster.
As to how much you should have, it depends. If you're frugal, you can survive many nights without a single drink, but it's risky and will tempt the beast that is part of our curse. Tomorrow I shall take you hunting. and we will explore this topic further. The blood you're having tonight should be enough to keep you happy for now.
Also, what happened to the music? You mentioned beast. That beast you mentioned. Is that a metaphor or?
Oh, it's quite real, although not in a strictly physical sense. It lives in all of us. Our nature and hunger manifest.
Here you go, Griff. Just for you.
A mythical figure considered to be the first and most powerful vampire. Some vampires refer to themselves as Cainites, members of the race of Cain. Those more religious among us connect it to the biblical Cain, the rage of the first murderer cursed by God, seething in all his descendants. I, however, am a child of the Enlightenment. Not that it makes my struggle any easier. I have to be wary like every other kindred in this city and beyond. Individual kindred each have a unique relationship to their beasts. What yours is going to be remains to be seen. But you do need to keep it under control. Each outburst endangers not just you, but also the masquerade.
Oh God, the
So if
connoisseur.
you think about it, this is some sort of vampire
The
masquerade.
connoisseur returns, asks for permission to intrude, in which Sophie gives with a polite smile, and leans into a whisper in her ear. You note that the gallery is almost empty. Is now almost empty.
I'm being told the gallery's about to close, but we still have quite a lot to discuss. We'll go to one of my apartments. My jalopy is waiting downstairs.
The smell,
Come.
the smell she puts on you makes you remember the way you felt with the Latina. It's not rising though, more like a magnetic. You find it hard to argue. Even though you're still suspicious about her authority over you, her charm momentarily wins you over.
Reflections. Let's go.
Survey leads you to luxurious silver Royce, and invites you to sit in the back. The chauffeur, a broad shouldered, clean shaven, middle aged guy, starts driving immediately.
Where did we leave off? I believe I started telling you a bit,
Well, looks like we are
but
leaving off on this part. This has been Perseus and Griff, and we thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you. Oh my goodness.
My voice is starting to strain, and I'm guessing yours is too.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to start getting like some tea before the episode, man.
We definitely do need to start to get some tea. Right. Thank you, everybody. This has been Perseus, and this has been Griff.
It sure has.